Welcome students. Today I am completing the fourth chapter which we have started. It is chapter 4 financial planning. Earlier I have taught you practice set 4.1. Now we are doing 4.2 practice set 4.2, but we have to understand the meaning of these three terms: input tax, output tax and input tax credit. Now what is input tax? So the meaning is the GST, okay, paid by a trader at the time of purchase, at the time of purchase is called as input tax. Okay, is called input tax. And what is output tax? Second definition is output tax. Output tax is, okay, the GST collected by a trader at the time of sale, when he sells the goods. Okay, so he collects the GST from customer. So the GST collected by a trader at the time of sale is called output tax. Understand? And input tax credit means input tax credit means it is same as this. Okay, this input tax. Okay, the input tax, okay, is also called as okay, input tax credit. Normally this input tax credit, trader will have to subtract from the output tax, when he pays GST. Okay, when he pays GST to the government, at that time input tax credit, he subtracts from the output tax. Means whatever tax he collects from the customer when he sells the goods to the customer, that is called output tax. From this output tax, whatever tax he has already paid, okay, at the time of purchase of the goods, he will subtract it. That is why this input tax becomes input tax credit for him. So it is a credited amount, for him to be subtracted when he pays GST to the government. Now we will see the first solved example. So students, I have written the first solved example. In short, Mr. Rohit is a trader. He paid GST of rupees 6,500 at the time of purchase. He is purchasing goods from the manufacturer. At that time he paid GST. This is GST, not the amount of the goods or the price of the goods. It is the GST he paid to the manufacturer, 6,500. Then when he sold that goods, to the customer, at that time he collected 8,000 rupees GST. This is GST again, 8,000 rupees. He collected from the customer at the time of sale when he sold the goods. So these things we have to find: input tax and output tax. Second, we have to find input tax credit. Third, we have to find his payable GST. And fourth, we have to find CGST and SGST. These two part is very simple. But now new, concepts are input tax and output tax. So in the answer, what we will write? Okay, input tax is what? Input tax is GST collected at the time of purchase. GST paid, not collected. GST paid at the time of purchase. Okay, so we know that he had paid GST of rupees 6,500. So your answer is 6,500. This is the input tax. Okay, this is the input tax. Then output tax is what? Output tax, we have to remember the definition. GST collected. Now we don't write paid, but it is collected at the time of sale. Okay, when he sells the goods, at the time of sale he collected the GST of rupees 8,000. So this is the output tax. This is our first answer. Now second one is input tax credit is, okay, input tax credit is same as the input tax. Okay, input tax. Actually, he has already paid the tax to the manufacturer. So it is here input tax, and that is equal to rupees 6,500 because he has already paid. Now what is the payable GST? Third answer is payable GST is nothing but, remember the formula, output tax minus ITC. ITC is the very popular term, input tax credit, because he has already paid this GST to the manufacturer, and so this is the credit in his account. Credit means jama paisa is in his account. Okay, and so from output tax he now collected 8,000 from the customer. So from 8,000, okay, he will not pay 8,000 because he of course collected this 8,000 rupees from customer, but he will definitely not pay 8,000 rupees to the government because he has already paid 6,500 earlier. So he will subtract his tax paid 6,500. Okay, so finally whatever difference you are getting, that is the GST payable. Okay, so what actually is the benefit to the government? The benefit to the government is, first of all, 6,500 rupees paid by Rohit, okay, to the manufacturer is obtained by the government. Government will take this 6,500 rupees of Mr. Rohit from the manufacturer to whom Mr. Rohit is paying the GST. So government is getting 6,500 rupees. Another thing, from Rohit, the government gets 1,500 rupees, and this 1,500 rupees actually are going from the pocket of customer. Customer has paid 8,000 rupees. From 8,000 rupees, Rohit is subtracting his input tax credit ITC 6,500 rupees. So the difference 1,500 is the GST payable, and SGST and CGST, so you know already, right? CGST is equal to SGST, and both are nothing but half of GST. You know it, right? And that is equal to half multiplied by GST is 1,500 rupees, and half of this 1,500 rupees is rupees 750. So 750 rupees will go to central government and 750 rupees will go to the state government. So SGST, CGST are each half of GST. So this is how, two new terms we are learning: input tax, output tax, and input tax credit, then payable GST. These are the original ideas which we have studied in 4.1 practice set. These are the two new ideas we are learning now. Now I am writing the second question. So students, this is the second solved example on page number 90. It says that Messrs J Chemicals purchased liquid soap having taxable value of rupees 8,000 and then sold it to the consumer for the taxable value of rupees 10,000. Rate of GST is 18% on liquid soap. What is CGST and SGST payable by Messrs J Chemicals? So now see here, students. Okay, I have explained you earlier the meaning of taxable value and total value. Taxable value is the value on which the GST is applicable, whereas total value is the value where taxable value as well as GST both are included. Now this is the taxable value. Okay, so first of all, what we will find out: input tax. Input tax, you already know the definition. It is the GST paid at the time of purchase. So when Messrs J Chemicals purchased the liquid soap, GST paid was 18%. 18% of which is the taxable value, rupees 8,000. Okay, which is 18 upon 100. 18% means 18 upon 100 of 8,000. We cut these two zeros, and then when we multiply, in your textbook it is already given rupees 1,440 rupees. So this is already paid by Messrs J Chemicals to the government or to the manufacturer. Manufacturer will ultimately pay to the government. Okay, एंड दिस बिकम्स द इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट. ये उसके जमा रहेंगे, टैक्स में पैसा जमा रहेंगे, जीएसटी जमा रहेगा किसका, जे केमिकल्स का, क्योंकि उसने ऑलरेडी पे कर दिया है. और इसको राइट है, मिस्टर्स जे केमिकल्स को राइट है कि ही कैन टेक दिस जीएसटी विच दे हैव ऑलरेडी पे टू द गवर्नमेंट फ्रॉम द कस्टमर. ओके, बट फ्रॉम द कस्टमर ऑल्सो दे हैव टू collect 18% GST. So in order that even from customer government will get tax. Okay, taxable value is increased. See, 10,000. Messrs A Chemicals purchases the goods in or liquid soap in 8,000, and they will not sell the goods in same price. Then there won't be any profit or loss. So in order to make profit, the value must be, taxable value must be increased. So what we will do is, output tax we will find. Output tax, that is the tax collected by the trader, or GST collected, now not paid but it is collected. GST collected at the time of sale, at the time of sale, when the goods are sold. So it is again 18%, 18% of 10,000. 10,000 is the like price in which the goods are sold to the consumer. So 18 upon 100, 18% means 18 upon 100 multiplied by 10,000. Then we cut these two zeros with these two zeros. So this will be rupees 1800. Now in this 1800, Messrs J Chemicals has right to subtract the input tax credit 1440, because these are already paid, correct or not? So therefore what we have to write, therefore GST payable, GST payable by Messrs J Chemicals, Messrs J Chemicals is equal to, what is the formula? The formula is output tax minus, the popular term is ITC, input tax credit. This is the input tax, the whatever is the input tax, it is a credit in the account of Messrs J Chemicals. So output tax collected from the customer is 1800 rupees. ITC, the credit of the tax paid, is 1440 rupees. The difference between them is rupees 360. So this will be the amount paid by Messrs J Chemicals to the government. Okay, not 1800 completely. From 1800, 1440, 1440 rupees they have to already subtract, because they have paid this tax to the manufacturer. Now SGST and CGST are half of payable GST. Okay, so that is very simple. Now CGST, normally as a habit, write central government tax first. CGST is equal to SGST, and both are equal to half of GST payable. Okay, the half of GST is half of rupees 360 rupees. So half of 360 rupees is rupees 180. So the CGST is rupees 180 and SGST is also rupees 180. Now we are doing the third solved example, but what we will do is, we will keep the same example, but we will, instead of taxable value, we will write total value. Okay, so the third example is there on page number 90 only, but only question is there, and instead of taxable value they have used the term total value. They have used the word, okay, total value. And here also, here instead of taxable value they have used the word total value. So now you know what is the meaning of this. Total value means this value 8000 includes the cost of the liquid soap as well as the GST paid by Messrs J Chemicals. And here also, this is the total value 10,000. It means this is the value in which the goods are sold to the customer, but this value includes the tax also, GST collected from the customer also. Understand? Now how will you solve? The question asked are same. Find the amount of CGST and SGST payable by Messrs J Chemicals. Understand? So how will we solve? Now I will remove this. Remove this answer. So students, we have to make two columns in such sums, taxable value and total value. And this we have to assume, because we don't know the taxable value, it is total value given here. So we take, taxable value as rupees 100. Suppose Messrs J Chemicals, has bought liquid soap and the taxable value is rupees 100. This is the value without GST. Then the value with GST, total value will be rupees 118, because rate of GST is 18%. Understand? But here it is said that the total value, actual total value of the liquid soap is rupees 8000. So if total value is 8000, then what will be the taxable value? In this case, what we will do? We will do the cross multiplication. Okay. So we have to write that x multiplied by 118 is equal to 100 multiplied by 8000. So in the next step, what we will do, to find the value of x, we write 100 into 8000, okay, divided by 118. Now when we do actually this multiplication and then division, then answer we are getting, as per the textbook I am writing, it is rupees 6779.6666 will continue. So we can round it off as 67. Okay, they have however not rounded it off, they have kept 66 only. So this is the actually taxable value of the goods. Okay, actual value, and remaining, like 8,000 minus this value is the, like what you can say, GST payable. Okay, so what we have to write, therefore GST paid by, GST paid by Messrs J Chemicals, Messrs J Chemicals will be equal to what? Total value chemicals is equal to total value is rupees 8,000 minus the taxable value. Taxable value is 6779.66. Okay, and so final answer would be 122 rupees, rupees 1220.34. This is answer number 1. Okay, now this is the tax GST paid by Messrs A Chemicals, and that is why this will become the input tax credit, or it will be right now input tax. It is the tax paid by Messrs A Chemicals to the manufacturer. Okay, now this is the first part of the sum. In the second part of the sum, what we will do, again we will make the two column, taxable value, and the total value, taxable value and the total value. Now we know the taxable value and the total value, we have to assume taxable value to be equal to 100. So the taxable value we assume it is rupees 100, then total value will be, including GST, it will be 118, because GST is 18%, it is given in the equation. Now the total, like value collected by Messrs A Chemicals from the consumer is rupees 10,000. So what will be the taxable value? Understand? So here we have to find y by cross multiplying as we did earlier. So I will write y into 118 is equal to 100 multiplied by 10,000. So therefore y will be equal to 100 multiplied by 10,000 upon 118. 100 multiplied by 10,000 into 118, and according to the textbook, the answer given is rupees 8474.58. So this is the, like what you can say, this is the value of the goods, taxable value of the goods charged to the customer. Okay, the difference between 10,000 and this value is the, like output tax. Okay, therefore what we will write, therefore output tax, or the tax collected, output tax, input tax we have found here. So output tax, that is tax collected at the time of sale, tax collected at the time of sale, at the time of sale is equal to, from 10,000, from rupees 10,000 we will subtract this taxable value rupees 8474.58, and this will give the difference of rupees, this will give the difference of rupees, here it is given 1525.42. This is result number 2, and this is the output tax. This is the tax collected by Messrs J Chemicals from the consumer, whereas already the tax paid by them, Messrs A Chemicals, to the manufacturer is 1220. This is input tax and this is the output tax. Okay, so now we will find the GST payable. First we will find the GST payable. I will remove these two steps. You understood how to solve this? Okay, now I will remove these two steps and write further steps. Therefore GST payable by Messrs J Chemicals will be equal to, what we have to write, output tax minus input tax credit, ITC. Now output tax was rupees 1,525 rupees and 42 paise, and input tax credit was rupees 1,220 rupees and 34 paise. On subtracting this we get rupees, what is the difference, 305.08. This will be the, like GST payable by Messrs J Chemicals, whereas that 1,220.30 rupees were also paid by Messrs J Chemicals, but to the manufacturer, and manufacturer will pay this tax already to the government. So government gets this, as well as from Messrs J Chemicals government gets this. Understand? And now we have to find CGST as per the custom. Remember, CGST is equal to बाद में SGST, the state government comes, SGST, and both are actually half of GST, half multiplied by GST. So half of this GST, which is like which is like paid by Messrs J Chemicals. CGST and SGST payable by Messrs J Chemicals, not by the manufacturer, by Messrs J Chemicals. So Messrs J Chemicals pays this much GST. So half of this, will be each CGST as well as SGST. So rupees 152, 152 and paise 54. So both CGST and SGST we can get. So this is the way, the entire exercise 4.2 is to be done. 4.2 exercise. I am like, if the fourth sum is there also, it is an activity sum. Fourth sum is an activity sum, and I hope you will do this sum so that you can understand more, clearly the idea of input tax and input tax credit as well as output tax. Okay, if you do the activity. Okay, there is a chain of manufacturer, wholesaler, retailer and consumer given there. So every time you have to follow the same steps. So that is an activity sum which you will do by yourself. Now we will start with practice set 4.2. So in the first sum, students, I have written some lines. Chetna Stores paid GST at the time of purchase of rupees 1,500,000. 1,500,000 is the GST paid by Chetna Stores at the time of purchase. Now we know that GST paid at the time of purchase is called as input tax, and it also becomes input tax credit because this amount remains credited in the account of Chetna Stores as they have already paid GST to the manufacturer. So this is the input tax credit. Now it is also said that Chetna Stores collected, paid. Now paid was over. Now collected, collected GST of rupees, GST of rupees 1,22,500 at the time of sale. At the time of sale. That means this is the GST collected by Chetna Stores from the consumers. Therefore, it becomes the output tax. It is the output tax. Output tax becomes rupees 1,22,500, and we know that GST payable. Question asked is, acha, this transaction was done from the period 1st July 2017. Okay, 1st July 2017 to 31st July. This is for a month. 31st July 2017. So in 1 month only this transaction was done. Okay, same time period here also. Here also same time period. 8 July 2017 to 31st July 2017. Okay. Now output tax minus input tax credit is the GST payable. We are asked the question, find GST payable by Chetna Stores. So therefore we write GST payable by Chetna Stores okay, will be equal to, what is the formula? You can make the formula. Output tax, this is the tax collected, okay, by Chetna Stores from the customers or consumers at the time of sale, minus ITC, input tax credit, the tax they have already paid at the time of purchase. So output tax is always more, 1,22,500, and input tax is 1,05,000. Now the difference between them, okay, 22,000 rupees, 22,000 is the GST payable, and then CGST and SGST will be half of this, half of 22,000, that is 11,000 each. This is the first sum. Okay, very simple. Now I am writing the second sum. So students, I am writing the question in short. Nazma is a proprietor of a firm. She paid GST of rupees 12,500 at the time of purchase. When she purchased some goods, she paid GST 12,500. Then when she sold the goods, she collected GST of 14,750 rupees at the time of sale. From the customer, he collected GST. These are GST figures only, not any price of the goods, only GST. She paid to the manufacturer and she collected from the customers. Then what is the input tax credit? What will be the tax credit in her account? Okay, and what is the GST payable by her? So what we have to write? Input tax. Input tax, as you know, is the definition is GST paid at the time of GST paid at the time of purchase. Paid at the time of purchase. This you already know now. Again and again I will not have to write. GST paid at the time of purchase. This is called as uh, input tax, and that is rupees 12,500. Okay, and output tax is output tax is output tax, that is GST collected at the time of sale. Okay, at the time of sale she collected how many rupees? Rupees 14,750. So what is the credit of tax in her account? This is the credit of tax. Therefore ITC, input tax credit, is actually rupees 12,500. She has already paid it to the manufacturer. Okay, and therefore GST payable by Nazma will be GST payable by Nazma. Okay, she is a trader. Okay, and so she is liable to pay the GST. So GST payable is output tax, as we know, output tax minus ITC, input tax credit, the credit she has to get na. So output tax is 14,750 rupees. From this, already her credited tax is 12,500 rupees to be subtracted. The difference, 0 minus 0 is 0, 5 minus 0 is 5, 7 minus 5 is 2, and 14 minus 12 is 2. So this is the GST payable. Okay, and yeah, that is what we have to find. Both the answers. One is ITC is this, and the GST payable by Nazma will be 2,250 rupees. So very simple sums they are. Only in this sums you have to understand the concept of input tax, output tax, and input tax credit, and the rule of formula of GST payable. Now I am going for the third sum. Third sum says that Amir Enterprise purchased chocolate sauce bottles and paid GST of rupees 3,800. Understand? So here first trader is Amir Enterprise. Amir Enterprise. Okay. Now Mr. This Amir Enterprise, what is it? Purchased chocolate sauce bottles and paid GST. So GST paid at the time of purchase is called as input tax of rupees 3,800. He sold these bottles to Akbari brothers. So the second traders which is coming into this consideration is that is Akbari brothers. AKBARI, Akbari bros. Okay, we are writing Akbari brothers. Okay, so Amir Traders, Amir Enterprise purchased chocolate sauce bottle, paid GST of 3,800, and then they sold these chocolate sauce bottles to Akbari brothers and collected GST of 4,100. So now Amir Enterprises collected 4,100, which is the output tax for Amir Enterprises. Okay, then Mayank Food Corner purchased these bottles from Akbari brothers. So the third trader, Mayank Food Corner. Mayank Food Corner. Okay, this is the third trader. They purchased the chocolate sauce bottle from Akbari brothers. Okay, and yeah, and paid GST of rupees 4,500. Mayank Food Corner paid GST to Akbari brothers. Okay, find the amount of GST payable at every stage of trading, and hence find payable CGST and SGST. So at every step of the trading, we have to find GST payable by Amir Enterprise, by Akbari brothers, by Mayank Food Corner. Also we have to find the amount of CGST and SGST. So we will start first of all for Amir Enterprise. For Amir Enterprise, okay, you have to remember this entire transaction in mind. Input tax, because at the time of purchase the GST they paid was rupees 3,800. So 3,800 rupees, because they at the time of purchase paid this tax to the manufacturer. So this is input tax. Okay, whereas output tax for output tax for Amir traders will be the tax collected at the time of sale. They sold the chocolate sauce bottle to Akbari brothers and collected the GST of how many rupees? 4,100 rupees. So output tax is equal to rupees 4,100 rupees, and that's for we will what is the ITC for Amir Enterprises? Therefore, input tax credit for Amir Enterprise, because they already paid na this 3,800 rupees. Amir Enterprise is same as input tax, that is rupees 3,800, and now we have to find GST payable. Therefore, GST payable by Amir, GST payable by Amir Enterprise, Amir Enterprise will be equal to, remember the formula, it is equal to output tax minus ITC minus input tax credit. So output tax is 4,100 and 3,800 already they had paid, this is the credit. So the difference is rupees 300, 300 is the difference, this is the GST payable. And SGST and CGST you know, therefore CGST is equal to SGST is equal to half of GST, and that is equal to half of 300 rupees. So Amir Enterprise will pay like CGST as well as SGST of rupees 150. This is for Amir Enterprise. Now we will similarly calculate for which one? Akbari Brothers. Akbari, Akbari Brothers. Okay, for Akbari Brothers we are doing now. What is the what is the input tax? At the time of purchase, Akbari Brothers paid 4,100 rupees to Amir Enterprise. So that is will be called as input tax for Akbari Brothers equal to rupees 4,100. Okay, and they when they sold this chocolate sauce bottle to Mayank Food Corner, they took how many rupees? 4,500 rupees from Mayank Food Corner. So output tax will be equal to the tax collected at the time of sale, and it is rupees 4,500. Okay, therefore ITC already they have paid input tax 4,100 rupees. Okay, to the like Amir Enterprise, Akbari Brothers has already paid 4,100 rupees to Amir Enterprise, and that is why this is the credit. Therefore ITC for Akbari Brothers is equal to रुपीज़ 4,100, ये उसका क्रेडिट है, टैक्स का क्रेडिट है, एंड देयरफॉर जीएसटी पेएबल अभी फाइंड करेंगे. देयरफॉर जीएसटी पेएबल बाय अकबरी ब्रदर्स is equal to output tax minus ITC input tax credit. So output tax is 4,500 they collected from Mayank Food Corner. From that their credit 4,100 rupees is there already, 4,100 rupees. So the difference is rupees 200.